So, which one of you is going to fight us over who we think is going to win this year's Stanley Cup? Welcome back, Mother Puckers, to another episode of the Pucked Up Podcast. This week, I am your host, Dee, and I am joined by only two of my colleagues today because Danger is out sick, but still, I love that I still get to party here with Chris and with Maul.
You got stuck with the boys
Party
today.
animals.
Yeah.
I know, I did get stuck with the boys today.
Dee's like, I
This is
am
gonna
one of the
be
boys.
Potentially a
Weekend
train
Whistle
wreck.
2.0.
Literally.
Pretty much.
Boys
But
only.
you know what? I'm happy. I love the boys. I love these boys, specifically that are on my screen right now.
We
The
love
rest,
you too.
up for debate.
That's fair.
Thank you.
Pieces
I
of
thought
shit.
so. Well, speaking of the Weekend Whistle, I hope y'all enjoyed that episode, our first ever Weekend Whistle, which is new for this season for us, for season 4 of the Pucked Up Podcast. Are we in season 4? Did I just
We are in
hallucinate the
season 4.
No.
Yeah, okay.
We're in season 4.
Whew. All right.
Episode
for season
99.
4. Episode. We're
And
so
season
close,
4.
y'all. We're so close.
I say 100.
I know it's tomorrow. Well, tomorrow in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Future.
It's future tomorrow. Well, with that alarming turn of events, let's go ahead and switch over to me and away from you. And let's talk about some PWHL updates, shall we?
Enough of you. Let's go back to me.
Not right.
Back to me,
So
please.
fucking sick of you.
All right. So, of course, because this is how all things work in our lives, the PWHL announced their schedule literally the day after recording. So, fuck us, I guess. I don't know. But they did mention that they will be kicking off the regular season on Friday, November 21st, which I do believe is an earlier start from last year. And this year there's going to be 120 games for the first time. So that went up by 30 games from last season, which was up by 18 games from the inaugural season.
They couldn't have
So
waited 2
30
days.
extra matchups is wild.
They couldn't have waited 2
That's
days
such an
so they could
increase.
release it on my birthday. Selfish
I'm
bastards.
saying.
How dare
I'm
they?
saying. Although Friday is better to start than a Sunday. So your birthday kind of sucks this year, dude. I'm sorry about it.
Yeah, well, sometimes it falls on Thanksgiving, so that's pretty fucking G.
You know
all
what?
I gotta
That's,
say.
I would
that's
say
true.
the whole country celebrates you.
Yeah,
Literally,
nothing is
an
better
entire
than that,
day
actually.
becomes all about me. It's amazing.
Yeah. So there is going to be an opening night doubleheader against the expansion teams. Well, not against, but featuring the expansion teams. So Minnesota Frost is going to host the Toronto Scepters at 7 p.m. And then, the expansion teams, Seattle and Vancouver, are going to play each other at 10 p.m. Eastern time at Pacific Coliseum. Wow, I just don't know how to read. And then we continue with games on Saturday between the Charge and the Sirens, and on Sunday between the Fleet and the Victoire. So very exciting news. Even more exciting than that, though, I would say, personally, is that the IIHF, the Professional Women's Hockey League, and the global women's hockey community have reached an agreement so that the IIHF Women's World Championship will now move up into November in advance of the PWHL season to allow for all the players to play in the Women's World Championship without interfering with regular gameplay in the season.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome.
Which is fucking incredible. Again, we love to see people working together like this so that the players and the fans can get the best experience possible. So this also enables a full World Championship program and Olympic seasons. In addition, a new European Women's Championship is set to start April in 2027, creating more opportunities for elite international competition and ensuring the development of women players throughout the entire season, which, again, just so great. IIHF President Luke Tardif said, "This is a complex situation to solve, and we have reached a landmark moment for women's hockey. The Women's World Championship is an important event for the growth of the game globally. Working together with the PWHL, we've developed a calendar that preserves the integrity of international competition while avoiding significant interruptions to the league's season. This solution ensures that the PWHL players have the opportunity to represent their countries at the World Championship." So, I mean, you just really can't ask for better than that. It's something that like we didn't even know was in talks, which I kind of also love, that this was something that they were just like, don't worry, we've got this, and
Well,
just
and
handled it, you know?
it makes sense, right? I mean, you want cohesion with the IIHF and what I'm assuming is at this point now the premier destination for women's hockey.
Hmm.
Like I don't know the significance of any major pro leagues across the pond, but I know at least between North America, this is it. So
Yeah.
you want cohesion, you want this to work, and then obviously uh, you throw that wrench in every 4 years with the Olympic pause. I
Yeah.
mean, almost a month without PWHL play. So
Hmm.
I'm here for this. I'm 100% here for everything lining up so all the players can really get that flavor of World Championship hockey and
Yeah.
wear that pride of wearing their country's flag.
Absolutely, because that brings the level of competition so much higher than it ever
Hmm.
will when you're playing for like a franchise league.
Yeah.
There's just something about competing for the pride of your country
Hmm.
you cannot beat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, agreed.
We saw that last year.
Well, yeah, that's why so many fans came to that NHL was because of the Four Nations face-off. People
Because they
love
were
seeing
literally killing
international
each other.
competition. Well,
Yeah.
more on that in a second because there's some
Oh
other
god. Yeah.
on ice deaths by, if you were to believe, player safety. But before we finish out our PWHL segment, we would like to announce that there is a new sponsor for the PWHL in DoorDash. They are now the official on-demand delivery platform provider. What does that mean? Great question. They don't really say. Just that
Let
they're
us
giving
know if you
money.
know.
Can I get a promo
They
code?
will- There is in Canada, because this is a Canada specific partnership, there is an integrated platform that includes a national campaign across linear television, social media, in stadium, and in restaurant activations, engaging fans neighborhood by neighborhood. It is through their Bring It Bring It In campaign. Sorry, I loved the movie Bring It On as a kid,
That's
and
a
so
great
everything
movie.
is just bringing on.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
All or nothing.
Yeah, it's great. So
Nice call.
it
That
is through
is
their
one of the
Bring It
films.
In. Which also I found out through this announcement that Bring It In also has partnerships with the WNBA, the NSL, and now the PWHL. So all of those are going to be in one platform
Yeah.
with this Bring It In campaign, which is also really, really cool
Because
to
there
see.
is a WNBA team in Canada now.
Yep.
So
And the Northern Super League is the NSL for those of you who don't know. Now
yeah.
you do. So it's elevating Canadian women's sports, which we're all for. I hope that maybe some American partners can jump on board with this kind of shit because, I mean, clearly the PWHL is getting hella attention right now, and they could be the first ones in at the ground level. And that kind of partnership can be really, really lucrative in the years to come. Because if nothing else, it's fucking bragging rights, to be like, we were the first ever American sponsor of what the fuck ever.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
it's so crazy year after year to see how much growth there is in the
mhm,
PWHL with franchises, with fans, with sponsors, with
yeah,
just the pay. Just everything is growing so much that it is so nice to see that they hit the ground running with a dream, and it has not stopped, and it doesn't look like it's going to stop. And we absolutely love the hell out of that.
Well,
yeah,
and just look at the exponential growth in itself.
hmm,
Like they've
Mhm.
already sold out the Bell Center, which for those that don't know, it is the largest indoor arena in the world. It seats 23,000. And they've
yeah,
sold that out year 2. They've sold out what, 15 NHL arenas already in
hmm,
2 seasons? Like
Yeah.
yep,
what league do we expect to grow like that? Like just this is so desperately wanted when we see what we're seeing, when we see the numbers, when we see the viewership on YouTube, when we see the viewership on TSN. A
I
lot of
don't
these
think
games are
any other
broadcast on
sport
TSN.
has grown as fast as the PWHL.
I would argue that the WNBA has because of Caitlin Clark and the college basketball finals that brought her to everybody's, attention. However, the fact that the PWHL is doing this without a Caitlin Clark style person, without someone who has garnered massive amounts of attention on social media and on national television, that they're doing this just from their videos being free on YouTube, their games being free on TSN in Canada, just through incredible partnerships with brands like Barbie, and now with brands like DoorDash. They're doing this. This is, who did I say?
You said DoorDash. You're good.
Oh, okay. I thought Chris said something else, and I was like, did I not say DoorDash?
We both said DoorDash.
Like, damn. Okay, great.
But the thing with Caitlin Clark though is it went up, and then just as quick as it went up, it went down, and it's going back down to, unfortunately, what it was prior to Caitlin Clark.
Well, and there's a lot of other there's a lot of other issues with the WNBA, and that's a conversation we can absolutely have at another time. Because that is something I would love to talk about. But I think the issue with the WNBA there, and I get your comparison, but the league had already been established for 25 plus years, to where
but what I'm saying
we haven't seen this sort of startup growth in really anything that I could think of.
No, that's exactly my point, is that the WNBA had an explosion of growth. They were already popular and became wildly popular for a minute. But that is nothing in comparison to being 2 seasons, now 3 seasons in,
so I just
and having this kind of I think the PWHL is doing something that the WNBA has been unable to do.
Yeah.
I think the comparison is like, so you guys get a frame of reference in terms of scale. This is on the scale of when Caitlin Clark joined, but we don't have a Caitlin Clark. This is all just because everybody is excited for every player on this team who has no social media presence for the most part.
Yeah. And well, it's the people are excited for the games themselves, not just, I mean, each team has their stars, but it's like, I don't give a shit if I see the stars on those teams playing. I want to see this game, which again, if you look at the rules and the way the games are played, the PWHL is also revolutionizing how women's hockey is played, because it's so fucking physical. In the international competition, body checks really aren't allowed. In the PWHL, they're like, "Fuck it, fight. We don't give a shit. Let's do this."
Well,
we saw our first fight last year.
And that's one of the things though that makes it a better than other female sports, in my opinion.
We're bridging the gap between the boys and the girls.
There's no difference in what you can do.
Yeah.
You know, like if you look at like female lacrosse, like you can't.
The sport's entirely different.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's entirely different.
And I understand that in some aspects, some of the sports have to be different, but when you take out key parts of the sport,
it's not fair.
That's not fair.
Yeah. This league is bridging the gap that we've all desperately wanted between the boys and the girls. Like you're seeing almost identical product. Yeah.
On top of that, they're innovating. I mean, look at the jailbreak, right?
Oh, the jailbreaks, we all want to see that. Yeah.
We want to see that in the NHL tomorrow. The NHL is, I don't know, afraid, or if legally because of the CBA, they're contractually bound to not add that into, tomorrow. But I mean, it's dope as shit. And
what if more
people want to see that crossover to what?
What if the NHL is waiting to see like a year or two to see, hey, this rule is really working well for the PWHL. Maybe this is something like what if they are just kind of waiting to feel out, hey, see if this works, or their system to get the first overall pick. Maybe, because obviously the fans have been very vocal the last like 3 or 4 years on how awful the draft lottery is. So like when you look at things that they do, what if the NHL is kind of sitting back and going, maybe this could work for us?
I hope so. I hope that they are. But anyway, that was a little bit of a detour from our main topic. We're very excited for the PWHL. We are also very excited, some of us are very excited, for a popular figure that has decided to stick around. You want to tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, so waiting to the wire, as of, what's the date on this? Hold on, when was this? This was October 6th. As of yesterday, at time of recording, Connor McDavid finally signed a contract with the Edmonton Oilers. A 2-year, $25 million contract that is 12.5 million AAV. For those of you who can't do math like me on a normal basis, holy shit, that is a massive contract.
Yeah.
I will say, as a Leafs fan, I'm sad to see him stay because there was a little part of me that was really hoping he'd move a little bit more to the East. But you know what? I praise him for sticking it out. You know, he's been with the team for a few years now since he signed with them in 2017.
It's been his whole career.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, the fact that he's put in extra pressure on them because they've been so close the last 2 years in a row to be like, look, I'm giving you guys 2 more years. You're going to pay me for it. You got 2 years to get me a cup because I will not go my career without winning a cup.
I was just going to say, pay close attention to the length of that contract. Connor McDavid is the best player in the world. There's no question. He can go anywhere and get any contract he wants. He took a 2-year deal. That means this is a trial run, and there's the opportunity for him to be like, this isn't working, trade me.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing, though, is with the 12.5 million AAV, his next contract is going to be a monster.
Well, yeah. And I think the Kaprizov contract is going to open the floodgates.
That's set the foundation
fucking paid.
Oh yeah, that set the foundation for the players to be like, your cap increase, let's go. I want to see my bottom dollar increase too.
Well, and it's smart. It's smart to do it this way because he's in a contract year. At the end of the season, he's a free agent. He's putting his money forward, saying, "Hey, if I struggle a little bit, let's be real, he wouldn't. If his numbers aren't the same as they were last season, he's got himself a good deal to not have to worry about his value dropping."
Right.
So regardless, he could have 10 goals this season and that's all he does. He's still getting 12.5 the next 2 years.
Yeah.
So,
and you know what? I give him the utmost respect because he said, you know, I obviously said I was committed to winning here. And I meant that when I said that in the 2 years ago, in the 2-year contract made a lot of sense. He says it gives us a chance to continue chasing down what we've been chasing down here with the core group of guys. And we have a little bit more money to work with too. So the deal made sense on both sides. It gives us a chance to extend our window here in Edmonton. My dog Lenny is not going to go hungry with that money. So we'll be fine about winning. And it's always what I preach. And I think it gives a deal that benefits both sides. You know, I think
he's getting what he's worth and he's not screwing the team. And he's showing he's loyal.
That. And his loyalty will be rewarded. Yeah, well, it absolutely, but it will be rewarded if for some reason he decides to leave. The fans will be like, you know what? We respect him. We understand why he's leaving the team.
Will they though?
I think they will because you know what?
Brutal.
I know
they're not as bad as Leafs fans, but yeah, they are.
Which is very true. But here's the thing: he proved his loyalty to the fans. I think that will get rewarded. I hate to say it. Look at what happened with Marchand and the Bruins.
But it only gets rewarded if they win the cup. It only gets rewarded if they win the cup. Other than that, his loyalty was for nothing because at 28 years old, he's starting to really hit the midpoint of his career, and this is the best he's ever going to be. So this is only pays off if they win the cup. Other than that, it'll be 2 years wasted, and he could have gone somewhere else to a contender that had the money to pay him a big contract and to win. And a lot of people, the one I look at the most is Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant played the majority of his career in the NBA with OKC to start. Oklahoma City couldn't get it done. So what did he do? He went to Golden State and won championships because what's important in a career, winning a championship. Loyalty only gets you so far if you can get it done.
Yeah.
Which I think with the team, with the core group of players that they have, they've been close twice. There's no reason that it's not within reach.
I agree. They just need a little bit of get her done grease, and they don't have it. And I don't know what they're missing to get that magical, mystical item.
We're missing them. They take themselves out of the games, is what they do.
Yes,
they get frustrated.
lazy and they relax.
But then it's an unfair comparison too to look at who did they play the last 2 years in the Cup Finals? A
Which
team
is
that
true.
has a high-powered offense that smothers you on the forecheck, smothers you
Who
in the
has the
neutral
world's
zone.
best fucking
They-
goalie?
Yeah, like
Who
that
may or may not have
team.
cheated cap wise, so we'll see if that impacts them this year.
Right?
Yeah, but
So, you
the
know,
style
I mean,
of the Panthers play doesn't necessarily
Yes.
set you up for feeling good about yourself in the third period of game 4
Yeah.
because they've got
Right.
17 more shots on goal and you've held the puck 5 minutes less than they have. It's just that's
Right,
how they
right.
play. So I think the one thing that Connor McDavid does not want to see is them having to go up against the Florida Panthers in the finals again.
right. Well, and
Mhm.
here's the thing: Oilers have been dishing out high dollar contracts to keep their star players.
They paid Draisaitl.
Signed his contract last year, September 3rd of 2024, an 8-year, 112 million contract, which is a $14 million AAV. That starts this year. And on Monday, the Oilers signed Jake Walleman to a 7-year, $49 million contract
Mhm.
with a $7 million AAV. Like, they're dishing out money to keep that core group of players there because they are like, hey, you guys can do it. We need you to do it. You will do it. Just please, for the love of God, do it. Have money. Take our
And
money.
respect to McDavid for not going in and being like, I want 20 a year.
Right. He could have.
Because he's earned that as the face of the fucking league. He is the best player in the NHL, the best hockey player in the world. There's no question. I don't think anyone's going to disagree with that. He
I know
could have
someone
easily
in the
gone
comments
in.
will.
Well, they'd be wrong.
You know what?
Because
They
they're
could try.
clearly
going
not
to.
watching. Yeah, but the thing with him is you're looking at it and you're like, okay, I would be like, okay, yeah, no, you've earned that if you walked in and be like, I want 20 a year. But he took a cap friendly deal to help keep everyone there, and we'll see if that pays off.
Do we
And I
think
hate
that
to
he
say-
took do we think he took a cap friendly deal because he's like 2 years is all you're getting from me, so I'm not going to fuck you. So you have a chance to build it while I'm still here.
Maybe.
I don't think so. I think that he took the route that Tom Brady did with the Patriots, and that was Tom Brady took a smaller pay because it gave the team more cap to use on other players.
But they were winning championships, to be fair.
Yeah.
At that point.
True, but here's
These
the thing,
guys
like,
haven't won shit.
but no, but they're
Almost
not.
That's
fully
not any
counts in
different than what I'm
horseshoes and
saying,
hand
though.
grenades. Yeah.
Right,
But
but
it's
I
not-
mean, they're not winning the championships, but they're winning the division. They're getting there, you know.
But it's not any
like
different than
it's-
what I'm saying. He took that so they can start building in other pieces, paying more money for other pieces so that he can leave
case
and be
he does
guilt
leave.
free.
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
guess absolutely, yeah, that absolutely, yeah.
He's
Yeah.
saying, I'm giving you 2 more chances.
I'm giving you 2 years.
That's it.
Max. You get 2 years max. And in that
And
time,
I
you
don't
better build a
blame him.
backup team. Yeah,
I don't blame him. And I just don't think loyalty is rewarded unless they actually win. If not, he's just
Now, I will argue that because look at what happened with Marchand. The Bruins did him dirty. Boston fans were sad to see him go, but happy to see him win a trophy.
yeah, but
Yeah,
that's
Connor's going to be
that's a
fine.
different
If Connor walks
yeah.
away, I mean, the thing is that Marchand was traded. It wasn't his choice.
Right.
So
I
we
mean, he
would
could have said yes to less money, so he did have some play in that, though.
Not
but
really.
The difference is Brad Marchand is 36, already had a great career and went to a team that didn't really need him offensively, so
Mhm.
anything he contributed was just extra. Connor McDavid is the focal point of the Edmonton Oilers. It's him and Draisaitl. That first line is proven to be the best part of that team and the only part of that team that's producing at a good level, which
Mhm.
hurts them
Right.
severely. And I think we've talked about this last 2 years is depth-wise, they're not doing shit. And that hurts them. You need your third line, you need your fourth line to at least try to produce points. And that's what hurts
Or at
them.
least
So
not hurt you. Yeah, at least
Yeah.
not put up negatives.
that's the difference in that scenario. I see what you're saying, but it's a different scenario.
For sure.
But I think this is 100% a hey. Watch this.
I think he's giving him notice, which I respect that.
Yeah.
I respect that he was like 2 years, 12.5. I'm being nice. Don't take advantage. Because he could have just walked away. And then the Oilers, no shot. They're, well, I shouldn't say that. It would be very tough for them to be a playoff contention team.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Had he
because
walked.
everything that they've built, the foundation just got rocked.
Yeah. So, before we move on, we would like to introduce our trivia question of the week. Chris, would you please tell us some sort of question that we will inevitably get wrong in 45 minutes?
Seeing as you completely forgot to start with that. It's, you know what? It's fine though. It's
Chris, you didn't need to
new.
announce it.
It's a new thing.
I was smooth as fuck with it. You didn't need to announce it.
Listen,
How's
we
that,
could've just left
how's that
it.
knife in the backfield, D?
Yeah, I
Bang.
know.
So there
Happy
are
Halloween.
5 teams in the NHL with colors in their names. Who are they?
Oh, I saw this the other day on TikTok. I know it.
Well, you get to wait, and we'll talk about it at the end of the show.
Yeah.
I know it. I got it.
Okay, well, don't
I'm
Google
not
in the
gonna
meantime.
lose this one. Yay!
Remember, the rules are do not Google. Don't be a cheater. Nobody
Yeah.
likes cheaters. Okay?
If you cheat,
Well
and
documented.
I'm gonna say it like that, I'm gonna say it like the famous Vine. If you cheat, your mom's a hoe.
I was going to say I'm going to send Carrie Underwood to your house. We know what she can do with a baseball bat and a pair of keys. So,
And her husband is a former hockey player, so
Keep it
And
up.
she's
You'll
a
get Mariah
metalhead.
Carey too. She's thawing out. It's
Oh
almost
my
Christmas
God.
time.
she's thawing out. Oh my God. All right, let's get back into it with some. Actually, this is kind of a perfect segue because we do have some trivia in that this year marks the 100-year anniversary of the Blackhawks, the Red Wings, and the New York Rangers. 3 teams are celebrating their centennial. NHL.com is doing a little write-up for each of the 3 teams by Dave Stubbs. And he is reviewing their first ever game as they approach their first game of the 2025-2026 season. So Chicago has had 2,914 regular season wins, which that's a big ass number. I was not expecting that when I read.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Well, I
of
mean, they've
wins.
won several championships.
Yeah, I know, but that's just such a big number, you know? Also, the Rangers have scored 21,018 goals in the regular season. That's a really big number too. But that's what you get for being around for 100 years, you know? The article on the Red Wings has yet to come out because they're not playing tomorrow or tonight, and these were for the games that are being played tonight. So you'll see that probably on the day we release this podcast. But we will be seeing a lot of activations from these 3 teams throughout the year to celebrate their centennial year. They have also updated some of their logos in some cases to celebrate to honor their original logo. Although, I mean, what do the Rangers really have to change, or the Red Wings really have to change? I don't think that theirs has changed
The
almost
logo
at
has
all.
changed very little. It's very subtle
Yeah.
shifts of the face, but it's changed a tiny bit.
Yeah, it's like imperceptible, you know?
Yeah, you wouldn't notice.
You really wouldn't. But we are going to see some special logos. So keep an eye out for that. We'll keep you guys informed as to what other items are coming your way for this 100-year anniversary. These are 3 teams that are part of the original 6. As we know, Boston had their centennial last year. Other teams
Montreal already
also
had it too.
Yeah, Montreal already had it as well.
But Toronto's next, I believe.
Mhm.
I think
So-
I think it's next year.
I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Mhm. So we will see that coming up. And so plenty to see, plenty. Also read those articles because Chris is probably going to pull a fucking trivia question for it one day.
I'm gonna study.
Yeah, study now. The professor is giving you the text from which.
Yeah, I'm
The
giving
questions
you
will
the
come.
fucking material, bud. You got to make sure you
Yeah.
know it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna pull some off the wall stat. You're gonna be like, "What?" You'll be like, "Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
how
I gave
many
you
goals?
the option."
How many goals have the Rangers scored? I just told you. Go back and listen to episode 99. Okay. Chris, would you like to inform us as to? I know that you all talked about it on the Weekend Whistle, and I did watch it, and I saw it, a little bit of it happening live. These absolute smackdown in Florida, but we
Well,
have had
yeah.
some interesting developments that came from the ass beaten.
Yes. So, as mentioned on the weekend whistle, there were 2 players that went in front of the Department of Safety for a hearing. Well, we have some news on that. So let's start with JJ Mosier, who was suspended for 2 games for his actions in the Lightning game, where he got called for roughing on Panthers forward Jesper Boquist.
Boarding, yeah.
Yeah, it was a boarding. They labeled it as roughing because it was a board. The incident happened at 13:52 of the first period, where Mosier was assessed a major penalty and a game misconduct. Obviously, he was one of the 16 players that was ejected from that game.
A preseason game. I just want to preface this that.
And I love being able. Yeah, I love being able to say this because D is always the one who usually says it, or Danger is always the one who says it. Under the terms of the collective bargaining agreement and based on his average annual salary, Mosier will forfeit $35,156.26. As always, that money goes to the Players Emergency Assistance Fund. That's not all, folks.
Well, as you're
Scott's-
transitioning to the next one, it's important to note that this money is absolutely because of the suspension and the fine and everything. It would be different if he was getting suspended from a preseason game. These are regular season games, y'all, because they chose the very last game of the preseason to fuck their own shit
go
up.
fucking crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dumbasses.
Buckle up, because this one's even worse.
Yeah, it is.
We'll continue with the Tampa Bay Lightning losing more people because Tampa Bay Lightning forward Scott Sabourin has been suspended for 4 games without pay for roughing Florida Panthers defenseman Aaron Ekblad, where he went directly to the fucking head. The incident occurred at 2 minutes 17 seconds of the first period. Sabourin was assessed a match penalty. Under the terms of the CBA and based on his annual average salary, Sabourin will forfeit $16,145.84. Money goes to the Players Assistance Fund. Again, that chaos was chaos. 2 games that they played over 500 penalty minutes. It was like I had said on the weekend whistle. It's little brother being able to stand up to big brother and say, I'm bigger than you now. And Tampa Bay doesn't like that.
Well, Tampa Bay is paying the fees for that quite literally because there's 2 additional fines that got handed down.
Indeed. The Lightning were fined $100,000. And head coach John Cooper was fined $25,000. It is a disciplinary action against the team for their actions culminating in the events of the game against the Florida Panthers on October 4th. The fine money goes to the club fine fund and used for charitable purposes. Yeah. I'm not surprised that the Panthers as an organization didn't get a fine. I'm not shocked because Tampa really instigated most of the situation because of the events of the game that they had played 2 days prior. They got pushed around a little bit, and Tampa was like, nah, bro, here we go. And violence. As I say the Florida Panthers just won the first game of the season. Happy NHL regular season debut to everyone. But
the other thing, too, is once Tampa realized that there was no way in hell that they were winning this game, and they weren't going to go undefeated in the preseason, and tempers were flaring, they said, why not?
Yeah, they said, fuck it.
Yeah.
And
fuck it.
You saw them lose not only monetarily, but on the scoreboard because Tampa lost 7-0. You had 2 players
almost
on
8-0.
Yeah, it was almost 8-0. But Nico Mikkola, who was ejected, ended up with an assist on a goal, staying on the ice, and everyone's like, wait a second.
And it took them like 8+ minutes to figure out that he was still on the ice and never had been ejected. So he had been out there for like a minute. But
Which
yeah,
is
I
ridiculous.
just did the math on it, and it's over $175,000 worth of fines between all four entities that received fines
Yeah.
and suspensions. That's more than all three of us combined on this podcast make in a year. So
Yeah.
You know what though? I
That's
will say
insane.
though, I am happy to see that the fines made sense to how much they got paid. It wasn't like, oh, you got paid millions of dollars a year and you get a $2,000 fine.
Well, so the suspensions, that's automatically, they do a percentage of their pay per game. So they're
Right.
not paying any additional money, which I think that they should have probably paid some additional money, if I'm honest.
Right.
But they're not.
But it's nice that this is like a sizable slap upside the head,
Yeah.
like smarten up.
Well, especially the 4 games for Sabornin,
Mhm.
that's a sizable amount to
Yep.
come out of the gate and be out your first 4 games of the season.
Bet he got dropped
Yes.
in fantasy real quick.
Yeah,
Probably.
yeah, I bet so. Probably.
But hey, preseason games are worth it, right?
Apparently.
Yeah.
We've seen the Four Nations face-off taught us that the NHL players don't give a fuck if these games matter or not.
Nope, they do not.
I mean, look, Nick Cousins got a fine in the preseason for slashing.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
A, that's not surprising
Well,
because
that
it's
was
Nick Cousins, but
and
B,
that
that's
was the
pointing,
2000,
yeah.
and that was the $2,000 penalty. But
Yeah.
like we talked about on the weekend whistle, though, the battle for Florida wasn't the only battle we saw because we also saw the battle for Ontario rage.
Mhm.
Not as crazy because
No,
Americans
there was
seem-
like 6 or 7 fights.
the American teams have more pomp and circumstances when it comes to make things more grand and marvelous than most other countries.
Yeah, we kind of do it big for no reason.
But
Yeah.
hey, and that's what we talked about is like these in-state or in-province rival teams and the feuds between them are wonderful. They're almost better
Mhm.
than the rivalries of like the franchises.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, thank you for that update, Chris. Maul, would you like to start off our offside opinions segment this week? Well, you're gonna do it every week, and you don't have a choice, so it's
I
yours
don't.
now.
So, fit in
Dance,
for this
monkey,
week,
dance!
being day 1 of the regular season at time of recording. Who do we think is going to make the playoffs this year, and who is going to take Lord Stanley Cup home?
Fun fact, did you know that Lord Stanley never actually saw the Stanley Cup get hoisted?
I don't think he ever even lifted a cup. Probably. I don't know.
No, he died.
I don't know the
He
man.
died before the first Stanley Cup was awarded.
No,
Fun
but I
fact.
said I don't think he ever lifted a cup. A
Oh,
single.
probably not. Yeah.
Well, how did he drink?
From his
Well, he
mother's
was a
teat.
lord. So. He enjoyed.
I am
Are
going
you
to say that there is one team that none of you can say will win the cup because we've already decided that they can't win the cup. And that is the Florida Panthers. They cannot have a three-peat. They will not take a triple crown. There's no way,
Well,
not a snowball's chance in hell.
Hey, Chris, you want to kick off your prediction?
But they're getting
yeah, so I
this.
picked the Florida Panthers to win the cup for a 3rd straight fucking year.
Not happening.
Listen,
Veto.
that team is so good. They're missing 2 key components. Yes, one of them most likely for the season. But they have proven that when push comes to shove, they are the best in the league, and they won't be told otherwise. They just started off the season tonight with a win. Granted, it was 3-2 against the Blackhawks, but the Blackhawks look a little better than they did last year. So
Right.
I think a young Blackhawks team that's hungry wanted to make an impression tonight. But again, they just got the win without Alexander Barkov and without Matthew Tkachuk. I don't see a world that they don't end up in the same position because no one has showed me otherwise yet. Now, I could be completely talking out of my fucking ass and they don't even make the playoffs this year. I don't know.
None of us do.
It's the beauty of the beginning of the season. But I also thought that the Ottawa Senators, Tampa Bay Lightning, Toronto Maple Leafs, all make the cup, or I'll make the finals rather, or not the finals, but I'll make the playoffs. The New Jersey Devils, Philadelphia Flyers, Pittsburgh Penguins, and Washington Capitals, I also believe, make the playoffs. The Colorado Avalanche, the Dallas Stars, the Minnesota Wild, the Nashville Predators, Winnipeg Jets. And then in the Pacific, I believe that it'll just be the Edmonton Oilers, LA Kings, and Vegas Golden Knights.
Okay. I think that's a pretty
those
solid
are my
list.
playoff picks. Nashville looked really good in the preseason. I think a year to build the chemistry that they had last year, because you brought in 2 big players and it clearly showed that it didn't work. So I think this year you've got a good shot.
I like that.
Well, we have actually kept track of it this year. So you guys, we will, when it comes time to playoffs, we will be able to go back and be like, were we right? Were we wrong? And half of us are going to be very fucking wrong. All right. So I'm going to go. I said that in the Atlantic Division, we are going to see the Boston Bruins, the Florida Panthers, the Tampa Bay Lightning, and the Toronto Maple Leafs make the playoffs. In the Metro, we are going to have the Carolina Hurricanes, the Columbus Blue Jackets, surprising to some, not to moi. The New Jersey Devils will make it again, and the Washington Capitals. The Central Division will see the Dallas Stars, the Minnesota Wild. I also said the Preds, they're going to be in it, and the Winnipeg Jets. And in the Pacific, I said we're going to see the Ducks, we're going to see the Oilers, we're going to see the Canucks, and the Golden Knights. And overall, I think that the Edmonton Oilers are actually going to end up taking it home this year.
3P
We'll see if
the
I'm right.
Oilers versus the Panthers, huh?
No. I don't think the Panthers are getting as far this year. They're making it to the playoffs. They're not making it to the finals.
All right. They're going to get finally beat by Toronto. They're not going to choke. Or who knows, the Bruins?
Watch this be a
We'll see.
Washington Nationals situation where when they got rid of Bryce Harper, they won the World Series, and watch the Marner trade be the thing that just propels the
Kick
Maple
shit
Leafs
off.
to win their first fucking championship in like 60-something years.
How
Yeah,
pissed
right.
would Marner be? And you know what? He deserves it.
Yeah, that's fair. But
That
those are
would
my
be
picks.
so fucking funny.
Yeah. All right, Maul. Last one up. We'll get dangerous
All right.
picks in later. So those will be shared eventually. But you're the last one for today.
So I'm going to have Dee read my picks because I verbally told her what they are and
that's
don't
right.
remember. Because
I forgot
I
about
was
that.
late to the recording today.
All right. So I'm going to kick this off this way then. We have Maul's picks. In the Atlantic Division, he picked the Boston Bruins, the Florida Panthers, the Ottawa Senators, the Tampa Bay Lightning, and the Toronto Maple Leafs to make it to the playoffs. In the Metro Division, he picked the Columbus Blue Jackets, the Pittsburgh Penguins, and the Washington Capitals. In the Central Division, he picked the Colorado Avalanche, the Dallas Stars, the Nashville Predators, and the Winnipeg Jets. And in the Pacific Division, he picked the Anaheim Ducks, the Edmonton Oilers, the LA Kings, and the Vegas Golden Knights, with his overall winner being the Tampa Bay Lightning, being the ones to bring it home this year.
Have a hell of a lot more faith in the Ducks than I do.
Hey man, we're here to support. Although
Also,
not dangerous team apparently, because Maul said they're not fucking making it.
Yeah. I
didn't do it on purpose.
The one that I'm going to question you, and I would love to hear your logic on this. Yeah, no, this
All
just
right, here
the
we
one
go.
I'd love to hear is the Bruins. The Bruins are coming off the worst record in the entire Eastern Conference last year. A total collapse of that team. They've showed you feel like they've done enough in the offseason and enough work to start off the season that you think that they'll turn it around and they'll be a playoff team essentially.
He's asking you, Maul. I didn't pick the Bruins.
I didn't pick the Bruins. You picked the
Yes,
Bruins.
you did. You picked the Bruins.
Yes,
you
you did.
told us.
That was the first team you listed.
That
No,
was
it?
Yes, it was, Maul.
Nah, no way.
Yes.
Yeah.
No way.
I recorded it in real time when you were giving me the teams.
Hold on.
And then I just read it out again.
He picked the Boston Bruins.
What?
We're going to hit a replay.
Didn't you say, I swear to God, you said Bruins too.
No.
I said that in the Atlantic Division, we are going to see the Boston Bruins.
You're the
No
only one that
fucking
said
way.
Bruins. You were the only person.
No way.
Si, senor.
Shit. All right.
Yeah, it's embarrassing,
Wow.
isn't it?
Yeah, that kind of.
Also, I will. Can I ask you guys on your thoughts with Columbus? They had a rough year last year.
Let me start with Bruins first. I do think the Bruins are gonna surprise us because they did. They did what every friggin' Boston team has done in the last 5 years, and they completely scrapped everything and started brand new. They have new coaches. They brought back old players to be assets to the team and help the team.
I don't know how much
I feel like
I don't know how much Zdeno Chara is going to help, but
you know what I mean.
Vibes, possibly.
Right, and you know what?
Probably.
He was there when they won a cup, and I don't think there's any other player on the team that's been there
not
when
anymore.
they won the cup. And right, because
No,
they
'cause
got
they
rid of
traded
fucking
Paul away.
Marshy.
Because they traded Marchand.
Right. If any team is going to rally and surprise the hell out of you and come from friggin' left field, it is going to be a Boston team. They do it all the time.
I think my biggest concern is where is the head of Jeremy Swayman? Jeremy Swayman's coming off of, yes, getting a good payday, but the worst season of his career. I mean, he was averaging 5 goals against throughout most of the year. Like,
But maybe he's going to put in the work. I mean, I didn't pick them, so I'm not defending them.
Boston Bruins.
But maybe
he has to.
The summer was, a reset.
But
the only thing
to
he
be
can
the
do.
point, though, is if the defense is a stronger defense and they can actually, turn over the puck, he may have a chance because it's not all up to the goalie. Like the defense has to be there to help him too, So I mean, you know it as well as I do. I live within the Boston culture. The
so do I.
They are going to be a team that if no one believes in them, they will be the ones to step up and at least be able to make it to playoffs.
No, the city of Boston believes that they're the center of the universe. Boston fans think they're the center of the universe.
Yes, they are.
That's crazy. Go keep pumping these main
that's
facts
Boston
into your
for
brain.
you. That's Boston for you.
I'll tell you why I think Columbus is going to make it, though.
Columbus is the question,
Columbus had a really good push at the end of the season last year to try and clinch a wild card spot and almost nailed it.
They did.
They got very, very close. And I think that they took that and led that for fuel for the offseason to train better, to, get smarter, whatever. I think that we are going to see them struggle throughout the season. I think that they're going to be a wild card pick. I think that they are going to put in that extra little bit when it comes time to knuckle down. And they're going to get that wild card and then get instantly ejected. I am not saying that these are cup contenders. But I do think that Buffalo's going to
we know Buffalo
Columbus.
isn't.
We know Buffalo isn't. Nobody picked them. That the Blue Jackets are going to put in the work to get that little, here's your entry prize.
I mean, Maul has a lot of faith in them if he thinks that they're finishing top 3 in the Metro.
I mean,
because
honestly,
he picked all of his wild cards all came from the Atlantic. So
yeah.
It's not a bad. That's not a bad thought. I don't think that you guys are wrong.
I think that what they did in the offseason, and like D said, and I'll reiterate that, they were very close to getting a wild card last year, and that could have made or break it, right? I think in the offseason, they did a lot of really good talent acquisition. They did a lot of good with their rosters and trying to make changes and stuff like that.
I don't think they made a lot of moves in the offseason, did they?
But I think that was a strategic thing.
Yeah, I mean, they were fine. I think a lot of last year, the win got taken out of their sails last year when Johnny passed.
Well, and here's the thing too. If you look at preseason, they didn't perform the best. They were towards the bottom of the barrel, but they didn't run a lot of their normal lines and stuff that they typically do. I think they tried new things, wanted to see how it worked, used preseason for what it's for, warm-ups, changing lineups, seeing what works and what doesn't work, and making adjustments. And, hopefully we'll see that translate to the regular season.
And they're in a tough division.
Won't, and you guys are going to laugh at us, and that's fine.
Yeah.
We accept it.
We can't always be amazing and right.
Anaheim, I can see why you guys picked them. They did have a great build last year. They've obviously made a couple changes this year, bringing in someone like Chris Kreider. I can see where you guys are with that. Do you guys have any questions for my picks?
I'm going to say, for me, Anaheim was my wild card pick.
Okay, I was going to say, they're not in that division. They are not finishing top 3.
And they're getting an immediate ejection as well.
Probably
Sorry
first round if they make
my friend. Yeah, but that is it.
Why Florida? Why Panthers? I mean, I know you kind of touched on it, but like out of all of the
Just-
teams with everything that happened, why them? Why do you think that they can take the Triple Crown?
Because nothing has changed over there from the offseason except for injuries. Nobody's left. They've kept the entire core the last 2 years. That means that style that they play, that smothering on offense, that smothering you in the neutral zone, that smothering you on the forecheck, being aggressive on defense, high-powered scoring, none of that has changed. And for the last 2 seasons, we've shown nobody can stop that. They've made it very apparent that we are here and we are not going anywhere. You have to take this from us. And they're without the captain for most likely this season. I'd be shocked if we see Sasha Barkov back at any point this year. That injury is most likely done for the year. We'll probably hear them declare him out for the season within the next 3 to 4 weeks. And Matthew Tkachuk, who's also a big focal point of that offense, being out till most likely December, January. That sucks. But that team is built so, like you brought up, Maul, earlier with the Patriots mentality back then, that next man up mentality.
Yeah.
Well, I could look at the guys like Sam Reinhart, Sam Bennett, like those guys
Aaron
that
Ekblad,
will
yeah.
be the next Aaron Ekblad, the ones that will step up and be those players that they need to be. Brad Marchand. This is the perfect time for Marshy to use his abilities that we all know he has on offense to step up and put in the work to put that team into a position where if Barkov comes back this season, when Tkachuk comes back this season, they don't have to be like, oh, we're in a hole.
Yeah.
They're going to put themselves into a position where I think they'll be fine. They have not shown me anything that says that they're not going to do it again.
Fair enough. I do want to know though why you think the Flyers are making it this year. Are they your
John
wild card?
Tortorella's not the coach anymore.
You know what? Respect. No more questions. Thank you.
right.
They really
Rest your
didn't have
case.
a
Drop
lot of
your mic
problems
down.
last year. They really didn't have a lot of issues last year, like other than the shit that Tortorella caused. That's
Fair enough.
That's really what it is. Like,
Yeah.
it's I don't know. I just feel like if there's a team in that division that's going to snag a wild card spot, I don't know if Carolina's got the pieces this year. Losing Natchez,
We'll
not
see.
being able to keep Mikko last year with all of that, like they didn't look that great in the postseason. So I don't think that they're the ones that come in. I think Philly sneaks in. I think Philly because if between the two, Pittsburgh will probably finish in the top 3 if that happens. But Philly, I don't know. I think they can do it. I think they can sneak in.
I respect it. All right, y'all. Well, we are going to head over into our naughty boys and our hurdy boys section next. We do have a couple of people that we did not get to announce their suspensions, or I'm sorry, their fines because they hadn't been announced yet. So as Chris alluded to earlier, Nick Cousins was the first person in the league to get a fine this season, shocking absolutely 0% of the population. And that was for a slash against Ivan Demidov. That was issued on October 1st, and he forfeited $2,148.44 according to the collective bargaining agreement. Next, we also, on the same day, same game, had Hayden Hodgson of the Ottawa Senators get fined for boarding Alex Newhook. He is forfeiting $2,018.23. On October 2nd, we had AJ Greer of the Florida Panthers receive a fine for roughing Brandon Hagel. He forfeited $2,213.54. Same game, or actually, I'm sorry, it was not the same game. It was 2 days later. Roman Schmidt of the Tampa Bay Lightning got fined for cross-checking Carter Verhaeghe, and he lost $2,098.52. Same day, Gage Goncalves of the Tampa Bay Lightning also got fined for cross-checking Evan Rodriguez, and he forfeited $3,125. And then you know about the last ones. So the Tampa Bay Lightning has really got to get it under control as we head into the season because their fines are out of control.
Not a great way
to start things off. Not a great way to start. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Well, jumping back into our hurt players, this week there is nobody new for Anaheim. On Buffalo, Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen is out with a lower body injury. He's expected to be out until at least October 15th.
Such
Michael
a great
Kesselring is also. I love the way he pronounces it too. If you've seen
Ukko-Pekka
videos of him
Luukkonen.
pronounce it, Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen.
Because
You
he's
fucking
It's so
just like
cute.
fired that
From-
off like
'cause he's-
perfect, and I'm just like,
he's
damn.
from Finland. Yeah, he's from the Finnish have wild names.
I'm
It's
sorry.
so good.
What's the fish in Hawaii that has the biggest name? The Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen?
I don't know what it is, but it's not that. Michael Kesselring is also out, undisclosed. He is on IR, expected to be out until October 15th. Zach Benson is out day to day. For Calgary, we have Martin Popisil. He is out undisclosed, IR until October 11th. Jonathan Huberdeau, undisclosed, IR until October 9th. So we'll see whether or not he comes back. Nobody new for Carolina. For Chicago, we have Landon Slaggert. He is out with a lower body injury on IR until October 15th. For Colorado, we have Sean Behrens. He is undisclosed on IR until October 16th. Nobody new for Columbus. For Dallas, we just have Oscar Back, who is undisclosed on IR until October 15th. For Detroit, we have James Van Riemsdyk. He is out for something that is not injury related, but he is expected to be out until October 11th. Edmonton has Matthias Janmark, who is out until October 14th for an undisclosed reason. For Florida, Matthew Tkachuk is the only new player who's out for a groin injury. Oh, so sad. He is expected to be out until at least December 15th. For Los Angeles, we just have Kyle Burrows, who is out with an upper body injury on IR until October 16th. Minnesota has nobody new. Montreal has Zach Bolduc, who is out with a lower body injury day to day, and Ivan Demidov, who's out with a wrist injury day to day as well. Nashville has no new injured players. New Jersey has Seamus Casey out with a lower body injury, expected to be out until at least November 6th, so that must be a pretty serious one for him. Brett Pesce is out undisclosed day to day. Juho Lamiko is out undisclosed until November 16th, so again, another significant injury there. For the New York Islanders, we have Jesse Nurmi, who is out with a knee injury, and he will be out until October 25th. Callum Ritchie, also out with a lower body injury, is expected to be out until at least October 13th. New York Rangers escaped the fate with nobody new, same with Ottawa. Philadelphia, however, has been hit with some kind of a bust because we have Rasmus Ristolainen, who is out with a tricep injury, and he is out until November 8th. Ethan Sampson is out with an upper body injury, and he is out until November 6th. And Cam York is out with a lower body injury out until October 16th. For Pittsburgh, we have Brian Russ, who is out with a lower body injury out until October 16th. San Jose has Jack Thompson out with a lower body injury until at least October 9th. We'll see if he comes back then. In Seattle, we have Jared McCann out with a lower body injury day to day, and Riker Evans out with an upper body injury out until at least November 26th. So pretty serious injury there as well. In St. Louis, we have Nick Bjugstad, who is out with an illness day to day. Got that syphilis. Oscar Sundquist is out lower body, expected to be back October 13th. Milan Lucic, who made the St. Louis team, out with a lower body, expected to be back. I know, I was not thrilled. He'll be back on October 15th. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. Justin Falk is out with a mouth injury day to day, which is the funniest injury thing I've seen. What you do with that mouth? I just want to know. I'm curious. In Tampa Bay, we have Zemgus Girgensons, who is out with an undisclosed injury, expected to be out until October 13th. Brandon Hagel is out day to day, as is Eric Cernak as well. In Toronto, we have Scott Lofton, who is out with a lower body injury, expected to be out until at least October 16th. Utah has Barrett Hayton and Kevin Stenlund out day to day, and Liam O'Brien is out with an undisclosed injury until at least October 11th. In Vancouver, we have Pierre-Olivier Joseph, who is out undisclosed until October 11th. Teddy Bluger, also undisclosed, but until October 16th. In Vegas, we have Alex Pietrangelo, as someone else may have called him, out with a hip injury until at least July 1st, so he is done for the season, unfortunately. In Washington, the only player we have out right now is Dylan McElrath, and he is out with an lower body injury out until October 12th, which means that Chris's favorite, Sonny Milano, is back in action.
Hey,
Woo!
you
You
missed another one with Rasmus Ristolainen. I think you incorrectly pronounced that. It's Ramses Rolstenstein.
Oh, yeah. I was like, fuck, did I really miss somebody? No.
No.
but I did miss Ramses
Ramses
Rolstenstein.
Rolstenstein.
I forgot about that. He's out too, indefinitely. Also because of a mouth-related illness. In Winnipeg, we have Jonathan Taves, who's out undisclosed until at least October 9th, and Cole Perfetti, who is out with an ankle injury until October 11th. And that completes our injured players for the week. Hopefully they get better. We'd love to see a lot of them return a lot sooner than those listed dates, but take your time, heal. It's just the start of the season. Really not that important.
It makes me smile to hear the name Jonathan Taves back on an active NHL roster.
Yeah, and hopefully he is back 2 days from now.
And he's playing in his hometown team. So I'm real happy for Tavesy. I hope that he's able to play like we all remember him, and hopefully he lights up the fucking world in Winnipeg. Because obviously he missed a couple years that wasn't at his own doing. So
right,
we're all here for going out on your own terms.
Yeah, happy he's back on the horse for sure. With that, I just lost everybody. With that, why don't we kick it over to Chris for our obscure player of the week?
Well, let me make sure I have this set up. Well, it's gonna mess up the camera, so someone want to do the
camera
for me. There it is. And the duck. We get the duck pop up on your camera. That's so amazing.
I love it.
So our obscure NHL player of the week this week is a guy by the name of Gary Monahan. Born October 20th, 1946 in Barrie, Ontario, Canada. This left-handed center. Does anyone want to know what's so special about this player before we go any farther?
He drank 3 six-packs before his first ever NHL game.
Who was he? Wade Boggs?
He was
Oh.
born in the town that my grandparents live in.
That's cool.
That's true. Probably not why Chris brought it up, though.
No, it's not.
Well, surprise! Bonus fact!
He was drafted number 1 overall in the 1963 NHL draft by the Montreal Canadiens, which, for those that are not aware, 1963 was the first time that the amateur draft was held, meaning Gary Monahan is the first ever draft pick in NHL history. The first ever player to be drafted in the NHL. His playing career didn't last super long, but he was able to play 12 seasons in the NHL. He played for the Montreal Canadiens, the Detroit Red Wings, Los Angeles Kings, Toronto Maple Leafs, and rounded out, Vancouver Canucks. Then he finished his NHL career in 1962 with the Toronto Maple Leafs. 748 games this man played in the NHL. 116 goals, 169 assists, total for 285 points, 484 penalty minutes in 22 playoff games. 3 goals, 1 assist, 13 penalty minutes.
There you go.
He, in 1978, 1979, wrapped up his NHL career, but played 3 seasons in the Japan Ice Hockey League for the Seibu Tetsudo, where he played 60 games and actually had a pretty successful 3 seasons. He had about 80 points in 3 seasons. So, final game was played in 1982. He spent several years, though, working on the Vancouver Canucks radio broadcasts post his career. Apparently, he's still alive at 78 years old. So, big shout out to Gary Monahan, the first ever player drafted in the NHL, and our obscure NHL player of the week.
Oh, class. Very nice. Thank you very much, Chris.
I thought that was a fun one this week.
No, it is
I like that.
Would you now like us to guess colors?
Maul, shut the fuck up. D. 5 teams.
Come on.
With colors in the name.
With colors in their names. Can you name them?
We have the Columbus Blue Jackets. I know that's right. Right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We have the Detroit Red Wings.
Mm-hmm.
We have the Vegas Golden Knights.
Mm-hmm.
Oh fuck! I didn't do this in order. I should have done it in order. I know one of them is like a really bizarre thing. It's like it's not actually a color, but it's kind of a color. Hold on. I'm at 3. I'm just missing 2.
You're just missing 2.
We got into a huge argument last season about this team. You and I specifically.
We did.
Huge, funny argument about this team.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
did.
I feel like now I'm disappointing myself
because of English.
You know what? That's fair, and I stand on whatever I said back then, and I'm sure it was really impactful.
She wasn't. You weren't technically wrong. No one was
Neither one of
technically
us
wrong
were.
in that situation.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's gonna drive me crazy that I don't remember that.
And then the other team played tonight.
Yeah, I don't know who's playing.
They just got their ass handed to them by the Panthers.
Well, they didn't get their asses beat, but still, they're an original 6
lost.
team. I'll give you a hint.
A loss is a loss.
Well, because all I can think of is the Tampa Bay Lightning, and I was like, neither of those
It's
are colors.
definitely not the Tampa Bay Lightning.
It's definitely not them.
You're gonna be pissed if you don't get these 2 because you're gonna usually know them.
I'm gonna be so
They're
pissed.
literally
Yeah,
in
I know.
the same
problem
division.
is that I can't look at anything right now
No,
at a
you
team
can't.
because I feel like that's cheating. So I'm trying to remember all 32 teams that we literally just went through, y'all, because we just talked about our fucking picks. And now I can't remember, like, they don't exist anymore.
One of the teams is
on.
celebrating 100 years this year.
The Rangers, the Bruins, and the Red Wings, which I already said the Red Wings.
Bruins were last year.
Bruins
Another
are
team that
last
starts
year.
with B. Or not starts with B, but another team that has B. I guess they both have B, so.
Yeah.
The Blackhawks.
Yeah,
That's
there you go.
4.
4.
I don't consider that a color.
Black is a
though.
color. Shut the fuck up. That's 4.
But it's one word. No, but it's because it's one word, so I don't consider that a color in the name.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you're missing 1.
I'm missing 1, and this is
And
the
it's
one that we got in a fight in.
over.
It's the one that we had in the fight over.
Argument.
As a refresher for you guys, roll clip. It's got to be somewhere.
Maybe.
Oh, it's on. Yeah, it's somewhere. I have it.
I think we have it in the bloopers. Go watch
Oh
it.
my God.
It was fucking hilarious
It exists.
episode.
Well, process of elimination. It's not the Predators. It's not the Islanders. It's not the Sabres. It's.
Oh.
Is it the Sabres? That's not
No.
a color.
No.
Oh, I thought you said ope, and I was like, how did I get that wrong?
No.
That's a type of weapon. Yeah. On go.
We're fencing.
It's not the Canadiens because that's
Nope.
not a color.
No. You're gonna be
It's not
so
the Dallas
pissed
Stars.
because it's such
I
a
really
it's
am.
such an easy one.
Fucking process of elimination. It's not the Dallas Stars. It's not the Canadiens.
Nope.
It's not the Kraken. It's not.
Nope.
It is a color that all
Stop
3 of
giving her
us
hints.
have in our background right now.
I don't
Yeah,
have that color in my background.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
You absolutely do. Not your
is
background lights,
colorblind.
but there is something in your background that has that color.
I am not colorblind.
So he thinks.
It's on the wall.
Oh, I'm looking at
Yeah,
okay.
see?
Okay.
You see it. All right, see? All 3 of us share it in our camera backgrounds right now.
The St. Louis Blues. Fuck me.
Yeah!
Do you remember the argument now? Whether or not
Yeah, I
blues is
do.
plural?
Yeah. I do remember that now.
I
How
knew
did
you were
for-
going to be
I mean,
pissed
there's a reason
the
why I
second you
forgot
figured
them.
it out.
So
The
yeah.
second you figured it out, you're going to be pissed.
you could see my
Also,
face fall the instant
I
figured
do
it
want to
out.
give a shout out to the St. Louis Blues who changed their jerseys this year. They went
They
back
did.
to the powder blue, which looks fucking awesome.
It does look
Clean
better.
with the ice.
It
I
does
was
look
like, what are
better.
you talking about? In the camera of the pucked up, like our overlay,
Yeah.
nobody can see blue on my screen. That's why I was
Yeah.
like,
okay.
there is,
Sorry.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
I mean, I guess your jersey kind of looks blue with the
This
light
is
in.
teal,
It's not.
bitch.
I know it's not. I know,
Chris is like,
What?
I will fight you.
but it looks
will
blue with the light in.
legitimately fight you.
Okay. Well, I am excited for that, so I'll
You're
pay
gonna
after
lose.
ticket to get up here. All right.
Okay.
You know what? On that note, before my co-hosts beat the shit out of each other, I'm going to say goodnight to you all. Thank you so much for joining us for episode 2 of season 4 of the Pucked Up podcast. We love you all so much. We hope that you are enjoying this new time that we are launching it. If you're not, tell us in the comments. If you have a trivia question that you think we can answer, especially if you have a trivia question you think we can't answer, please also put that in the comments below. Or if you think that there's something you want to hear our offside opinions on, let us know. We're happy to do it. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, do all the things that you do on every other social media platform. Y'all aren't new to this. You're true to this. So just do it wherever you are. Thank you so much. And we will see you, Mother Puckers, in the face-off circle next week.